Welcome back everybody, Matt the Man here. So this weekend we had a new movie premiere on Netflix called The Adam Project, starring Ryan Reynolds, Jennifer Gardner, Mark Ruffalo, and Zoe Saldana, directed by Shawn Levy, who was also announced that same day that he'll be directing the new Deadpool 3. So I got to see the movie, I watched it, and I really enjoyed the movie. Watching the trailer, a sci-fi movie, reminded me of the movie, the sci-fi time travel, you get more like the Back to the Future vibe, but also having Ryan Reynolds go back in time to a younger version of himself, reminding me of the movie The Kid, that came out in 2000 with Bruce Willis and Spencer Breslin. You got older Bruce Willis and Spencer Breslin playing the younger Bruce Willis. They're meeting up. This movie also introduces a new actor, Walker Chamel. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I'm going to talk about him in this video and another video later. But let's get into the review. Positives. Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds has his own shtick sometimes. Some people are getting annoyed by that. Some people aren't. I like it. And I like about this movie is, he has those moments of being Ryan Reynolds. But he also shows some dramatic moments in this movie. There's a scene with him and Jennifer Gardner at a bar. And that whole scene with him being, dramatic. Well, not like that dramatic, but, serious and emotional. And I thought, it's nice to see that side. We always see the humor, the funny side of Ryan Reynolds. So when we see those emotional moments, this guy really does have range as an actor. Later on in the movie, there's a scene with him and Mark Ruffalo. And once again, it's another emotional scene between Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo. But Ryan Reynolds is the one that's really, doing a lot of the work. And it's really great to see that range in him. I think the director, Shawn Levy, who also directed him in Free Guy last year, one of my favorite summer movie of last year, but also one of my favorite movies of the year in 2021. So these two have a great working relationship. Newcomer Walker Chamel. Never seen this actor before, had no idea who he was. I had to go on IMDb just to look him up, and this was his first movie. And my God, after this movie, this actor is probably going to get a lot of roles. Number one, he can act alongside Ryan Reynolds, Jennifer Gardner, Mark Ruffalo, and Zoe Saldana, and do a great job. Number two, he's playing the young version of Ryan Reynolds. And let me tell you, there's not that many people who can do what Ryan Reynolds can do, except Ryan Reynolds. And this kid nailed, and I mean nailed, being a younger version of Ryan Reynolds. And he wasn't doing it, it didn't seem like he was mocking him. It didn't seem completely fake, like a caricature. You would 100% believe that this kid grows up to be Ryan Reynolds. 100%. Now, and then, like I said, when he's acting then alongside Jennifer Gardner, while working alongside Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo is a very good actor. That's another actor people don't give that much credit to. Back in the 2000s, I love Mark Ruffalo. 13 going on 30. Collateral, where he was the cop going after Tom Cruise and that. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I mean, you name it. Before he was Bruce Banner. Mark Ruffalo is a very good actor. So, to see this kid being able to go toe to toe with all these actors who've had years and years and years and years of work. And then there's this one kid who's, this is his first movie, and he nails it. And that's why I'm going to be talking about him later in another video, or something else. Jennifer Garner. The lady that we don't know why Ben Affleck dumped her. But, okay. Who doesn't like Jennifer Garner? Jennifer Garner's literally the girl next door. Picture her, that's Jennifer Garner. I mean, she's in a lot of movies. She played Elektra in Daredevil. She was on the show Alias. She was in one of my favorite romantic comedies, 13 Going on 30. And yes, I saw that movie in the theater, April of 2004. I still remember seeing that in the theater. She does a great job here. Like I said, she has more of the emotional moments in the movie, and she nails them pretty well. Her scenes with Walker are great. She only has one scene with Mark Ruffalo. That 13 Going on 30 reunion we've always wanted. But they only have one scene together. Kind of bummed about that, but hey, I'm not gonna lie. When they were both on screen together, the only thing that was thinking in my head was Jennifer Garner, or Jenna Rink, pulling out Razzles. You know, Razzles from 13 Going on 30. And her calling Mark Ruffalo Maddie. And that was the name in 13 Going on 30. So I just had that in my mind the whole time they were on screen, like, pulling out Razzles. Maddie, come on, you love Razzles. Come on, Maddie. Maddie. You know, the show till the third act, which was kind of a bummer. But hey, it's Mark Ruffalo, he does a good job. I like him. Movie has some great action in it. Not a lot of action, but there's one or two really good set pieces in the movie. I love the soundtrack in the movie. Really good soundtrack. And you'll enjoy it. What else? This movie has a lot of heart. That was the other thing I didn't expect in this movie. Well, this really feels like an 80s movie, like Amblin Entertainment. You know, like E.T., Close Encounters, you know, the Spielberg movies of the 80s. Let's just say it, the Spielberg movies of the 80s. And yeah, you throw in a little Back to the Future in there, which Spielberg produced. So, there you go. This movie has a lot of heart, a lot of emotion in some moments. It definitely has a Field of Dreams moment in this movie. I won't spoil it, but you'll see it. I was also surprised how quick this movie was. Only a 97-minute movie. I mean, this movie flies by. If you're looking to sit down and you don't have that long, maybe less than 2 hours to do something, I would easily say throw this on. You'll enjoy it, and before you know it, it will be over. Like, I couldn't believe it. I paused it for a moment, and I didn't realize at that time we were already over an hour into the movie, and then before I knew it, it was over. So it's a really fast-paced, breezy, fun, emotional, you know, action, drama, comedy, if you will. And then Shawn Levy, like I said, Shawn Levy. Shawn Levy is a director that people don't talk about that much. He's the guy behind Night at the Museum movies. Not a huge fan of those movies, but I did enjoy the second one. Because they cast Amy Adams as Amelia Earhart in that movie. Perfect casting. He did the Hugh Jackman movie, Real Steel, where he's the robot spot thing. He did one of the most underrated movies of 2014, a dramedy, This Is Where I Leave You, with Jason Bateman, Rose Byrne, Corey Stoll, Adam Driver, Connie Britton, Jane Fonda, Catherine Hahn. I mean, it was Timothy Oliphant. A very underrated dramedy that if you haven't seen, I highly, highly recommend. And then like I said, last year he did Free Guy. One of the most surprising, unexpected movies of 2021. And an overall really good movie. For my negatives, is Zoe Saldana's in this movie. He does a great job. Great chemistry with Ryan Reynolds. He has a really cool action sequence, which, like I said, if you didn't tell me this was the Adam Project, I would have thought this scene was in one of the Star Trek movies, because Zoe Saldana's in Star Trek. Because in this scene, she has the same ponytail, sci-fi gun in her hand, like in Star Trek. Problem is, she's not in the movie that much. She's only really has like 2 scenes in this whole movie. Kind of bummed out by that. She does a good job. I just wanted more of her character in the movie. Last is the villain. Catherine Kinnear plays the villain. And nothing against the actress. Once again, there's another villain that was very weak. And not much screen time on screen. So it was kind of like okay, I think you could have, especially for a 97-minute movie, I could have gone with maybe an extra 5 or 10 minutes to develop the villain a little bit more. Or like I said, or have more scenes with Zoe Saldana. But overall, I would give this a 4 out of 5. Like I said, it's not, I don't think it's better than Free Guy. But like I said, I enjoy it. Something chill, something to relax after a long week. Matt, what do you mean relax? You've been relaxing for 3 months. Relax? Give me a break. Hey, I might have been not working for 3 months, but I've been a little bit busy with other things. But hey, like I said, if you're looking for something fun, action, comedy, heart, emotion, you can't go wrong.